Hey guys, it's HMK once again, here with the reaction analysis for Kingdom Hearts 3. And there goes the beautiful Shinji Hashimoto, which I had the pleasure of meeting at the Square Enix conference, which I was at. Yes, I was the thank you guy. But enough about that. How about let's get into the trailer and let's analyze what we've got here, because we've got a lot to look at. It is not even funny. Kingdom Hearts 3 is so real. So in this opening scene, we have young Xehanort with young Eraqus. Yes, it's finally confirmed of them playing chess. And if you guys don't remember, K16, they reported on a exclusive event that's Square Enix and Kingdom Hearts had, where they showed Sora near a billowing curtain near a window with a bunch of chess pieces. And I guess this is where it came to fruition. Young Eraqus and young Xehanort actually playing chess. And I guess he went to where they used to play chess in maybe the Land of Departure or maybe another place, but I'm pretty sure it's the Land of Departure. So they're playing chess, young Xehanort and young Eraqus. And Rage Awakened from Kingdom Hearts 2 is playing in the background. It's too real. Young Xehanort telling young Eraqus he can drop the facade when they're talking about the old Keyblade War. Now, we're in an area which has been confirmed to be the Olympus area. This is the Olympus, not the Olympus Coliseum, but the Olympus area, the land leading up to Mount Olympus. Sora's trying to get to Mount Olympus, and it shows all the set pieces, Greek mythology, Greek statues, and all the mountainous regions of him leading up to the Mount Olympus. And we're fighting against a lot of new Heartless, and at this point Sora still has his Kingdom Hearts 2 attire, and we're fighting against a lot of water-based Heartless, which is really cool. So he's doing that. He's taking them out with fire magic, the same way you would take a Demyx with fire magic in Kingdom Hearts 2, and it's too real. We have like a lingering fireball, and the movement of Sora in this game is too real. Square Enix and Tetsuya Nomura and Taiyo Sui stated before that the movement of Sora is like up to 11 at this point, and we see right here, we see Sora banking over buildings, jumping over rocks and stuff, and jumping into the distance, and we see Olympus Coliseum, not even Olympus Coliseum, Olympus Mountain off in the distance. Sora is trying to scale that mountain, trying to maybe contact the gods or something like that. We will have to wait and see, because we do not see any gods in this trailer, but we do see something very familiar, which we'll see later. Now we see a bunch of Heartless who basically form together when one of them blows a horn. They command the other Heartless to transform, not even transform, but to get into like a bull formation to try and rush Sora, and that's very cool. But then Sora seems to activate like a context move with Goofy and Donald, but with Goofy standing in the front, Goofy activates his shield and blocks all of those people, and then activates like a flare move where all three of them charge at all of the Heartless, which is really cool. This seems to be a very context sensitive move where you'll have to activate Goofy, you'll have to proc Goofy in some way, like maybe hit triangle. You'll have to have that skill ready for Sora to activate, and then you'll hit triangle, and then Goofy will ready his shield and go after all the Heartless, which is really cool. And now this is the big kicker: Sora running up a wall, going after the Rock Titan from Hercules. Obviously this is the Olympus world, the Hercules world, and he's running after the Heartless. Not the Heartless, but the Rock Titan. I'm sorry, I'm a bit tipsy because I came back from a YouTube part, but I'm still trying to, analyze this video the best I can. And I paused a little bit, and at this point, I will say that Sora seems to have an upgraded version of Starseeker as his Keyblade, but that's very, I would say minuscule compared to everything else we see in this trailer. So, yeah. So he's running after the Rock Titan, and we see Sora climbing up the Rock Titan using what seems to be an enhanced version of Flow Motion. We were speculating that Flow Motion will return from Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, and we finally see it return, because of course in Kingdom Hearts 3 we're gonna see Attraction Flow. So he's using Flow Motion to scale the Rock Titan, and in this next scene we see Sora slash the Rock Titan, and as he slashes the Rock Titan, basically the Rock Titan bursts a little bit, reveals the lava core that the Rock Titan is, and then Sora activates Attraction Flow, which is Big Thunder Mountain, or Thunder Mountain as many people will say, and he uses the train to attack the Rock Titan. Rock Titan tries to hit him, and it looks so much more gorgeous than what we've seen from the D23 trailer in 2013. 2015 is where it's at. And then we finally see Sora with brand new attire, which looks so sleek. And Tetsuya Nomura said himself at the E3 Square Enix Presents event that I was a part of, and you'll see it in another video, that he decided to create this attire from a mix between Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, the attire that Sora wore between those two games, and give him a more sleek, sporty design, because of course Sora will have much more movement in Kingdom Hearts 3 than he did in any other game. So I gotta say, I am a big fan. It looks so good. It's Kingdom Hearts 3, Sora's attire looks immensely amazing. I gotta say, they were on point with this. Tetsuya Nomura, you know how to design characters. And we see a couple new Heartless, like a Dandelion Heartless, that when Sora attacks, if he attacks it and doesn't, take out the little Dandelion spores in enough time, then Dandelion spores become additional Heartless. Now this is the point where we get really hyped. Sora finally activates the Too Short Blaster that we see in real time, and he uses it to blast Heartless in 2 blasters, and he combines them to make a cannon. And of course we see the part where Sora attacks the Dandelion and little Heartless, more Heartless comes out of nowhere, and he seems to be using a very primitive form of arrow, not the arrow defense maneuver that we saw in Kingdom Hearts 1, but more like the arrow maneuver we see in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance. That's where he seems to be activating. And now he's activating another attraction flow, which is basically the big pirate ship that we see from Disney World's Disneyland, Disney World, or whatever. And basically after that we see him going to Tangled. But I like to say that the world he was in was rephrase that. I'm sorry, I'm just too hyped. What we see him now is in Twilight Town, but the world that we saw him before was in Tangled. I'm not editing this vocal recording because, guys, the hype is too real. I'm at E3. I gotta get this video out as soon as possible. So we see him at Twilight Town, and he seems to be doing a very cool move where he jumps into the air, uses both Keyblades, or not even 2 Keyblades, but both Too Blasters, and he's blasting the ground, attacking a bunch of Heartless and Fat Bodies. It was too real. And we see blatantly right here, he goes to the wall and activates an enhanced version of Flow Motion where he attacks a Fat Body, and afterwards he activates the Teacups ride from Disneyland and Disney World. And I knew that the Teacups were gonna come back. I even said in a bunch of videos beforehand that the Teacups were gonna come back in Kingdom Hearts 3 as attraction flow attacks, and it just looks so good. And now we see another Keyblade transformation where, this game is gonna have a lot of Keyblade transformations, a lot of attraction flow, and there's gonna be a difference between each two, because attraction flow is very context sensitive, where you can only activate certain attraction flow against certain enemies. And of course at this instant we see the Teacups, but this what we see is a Keyblade transformation where Sora activates a type of lightning chariot with a Pegasus at the end, where it goes up attacking Heartless, and it seems to be very, very third person in your face type of action. And now we're back at the chess match between young Ericus and young Xehanort, and this part is too real because we have been dying to see all the characters in the Kingdom shader, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. And if you see this chess match looks very, very, very peculiar, but I'm gonna get to that in a second. Now young Xehanort looks into the distance, and Master Xehanort, I shouldn't even say Master Xehanort at this point because this Keyblade obviously did not belong to him in the beginning. We see Master Xehanort's future Keyblade, young Xehanort's future Keyblade, hanging in the wall. That ominous looking Keyblade that obviously has been said by young Xehanort in Kingdom Hearts 2.5 when he was talking to Braig, has been the oldest Keyblade in existence. He's seen it in the wall. That's what he wants. That's what he's targeting. That's what's been alluded for all of this time. He says that darkness shall prevail in the Keyblade War. That one teaser we got last year in E3 2014, or I should say pre-E3 2014, we saw a big teaser for that. And I'm pretty sure the conversation between young Ericus and young Xehanort in that E3 teaser is what we've been leading up to this chess match that we're watching right now. I'm sorry guys, but I'm trying to get this out as soon as possible. And we see a bunch of chess heads and chess pieces that are very, very, very different compared to regular chess pieces like king, queen, rook, bishop, all that good jazz. We see individual exclusive chess pieces, and I'm gonna get to that in a little bit later. Now we finally get a view of young Ericus telling to young Xehanort that never underestimate the light. You might be surprised And then young Xehanort, we get close up, which is weird because young Xehanort kind of had the bangs that young, I wouldn't say young Terra, but Terra Xehanort kind of had. And now his hair seems kind of a bit more like out there, more like Riku's hair. But it's obviously still young Xehanort. His hair is a bit more wild. And this obviously after he says this world is much too small, what we've seen in Birth by Sleep and in Dream Drop Distance. His hair seems a bit more wild, which is very, very peculiar, but I'm pretty sure that's going to lead to other theories or whatever. And young Ericus says that you might be surprised of the power of the light, and then young Xehanort says that, oh, I hope so. So that comes to a theory that I will release later about young Xehanort being a fatalist, because he did say that the darkness prevailing will be written. It has been written. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see more of that in Kingdom Hearts Key. I'm pretty sure he's a fatalist saying that, oh, you know, the darkness will prevail. There's nothing we could do about it. We might as well just, you know, go with it. And then young Erica says, you might be surprised. And young Xehanort says, I hope so. Maybe it's showing that young Xehanort, like a theory I had before, may be a good person inherently. But the thing is, he may be a true and diehard fatalist, following the fate that has been written before him. But he would like to be surprised. He would like to be proven wrong. But that, of course, is a theory for later. And then the big kicker is that each of the chess pieces, like I've said before, has a different symbol which alludes to certain characters. Of course, we see young Xehanort having more chess pieces, 13, than young Ericus having chess pieces, 7, which obviously alludes to the future Keyblade War we're going to see in Kingdom Hearts 3. 7 versus 13. 13 Seekers of Darkness and 7 Guardians of Light. And of course, we see the final shot between Sora, which is that one chess piece that young Ericus used to advance against Xehanort. That is Sora. And then we see young Xehanort's piece, which is Master Xehanort, the goat head, the spikes. That is Xehanort. The final clash between Sora and Master Xehanort at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, at the end of the Keyblade War. I gotta say, guys, they are all over the place. This has been my initial analysis of Kingdom Hearts 3's E3 2015 trailer. Of course, I'm gonna analyze this shit way more when I'm a lot less drunk, because I've been pretty tipsy. I just came from a YouTube party, but I hope you guys enjoy this preliminary analysis. And the hype is real, and I will try to get more information while I'm here at E3. And until then, I've been HMK, and I will check you guys later.